we're speaking to VFL coach Dan Jordan ahead of our round one clash with Frankston this Saturday. Dan, how are the boys feeling ahead of the new season?
Yeah, I think they're ready to go. They've obviously been training for a fair while, and AFL started sort of 2 weeks ago, and they're chomping at the bit to get into it and play for some premiership points. So it's been a long and a fruitful pre-season, and I think we've got them to where we want them to be, and looking forward to cracking in on Saturday and getting the season off, hopefully to a positive result.
Now, you've had the last 4 years as an assistant and performance coach at Essendon. How's it been for you to step into the senior coaching role?
Yeah, it's been different. Obviously, 2 years as an AFL development coach, and but also at the same time being a VFL assistant coach for the last 4 years. So prior to that, I was coach at club level. So sort of remembering back to then and little things that I'm taking from that. But it's been a great experience for me and my coaching development. And thankfully, I've got some really good staff around me, and really looking forward to running my own program this year, and hopefully seeing a few of our guys push up into the AFL ranks.
Now, you won't often find a side who is more of an unknown quantity than Frankston, who are returning to the VFL this season. How do you prepare for this sort of challenge?
Yeah, it's always an interesting one. They obviously had a season out of the competition last year, and have done, all credit to them to get back into the competition this year. And by all reports, going to be competitive. And we certainly won't be taking the trip down there lightly. They'll be fired up, first game back, and anticipating a pretty healthy crowd and good conditions. And it's always a unique atmosphere down at Frankston as well. So for our guys that haven't played down there before, that'll be an eye opener for them, but a great experience nonetheless. Look, their pre-season form's been okay. They've had a couple of wins, and then probably a little bit of a blip last week in terms of a heavy loss to Casey. But they'll be keen to make a statement. They've got some speed. They like to move the ball pretty quickly, and they're never an easy challenge down on their home patch. So we'll go in and prepare, and obviously focus on what we can bring to the table, and hopefully execute that to come away with a result.
2 wins and a loss across our 3 practice matches. How did you see the performances?
Yeah, look, it was a little bit different. We tried to get a fair bit of experience into most of our lists, so at times we manipulated the side to be able to do that. Last week, all of them have been against different opposition at different stages of their pre-seasons as well. So it's really hard to gauge across form lines across pre-season until you get to the season proper, which is now. So we feel we're prepared. We feel like we've got the boys where we need them to be. Obviously, we're a little bit dictated to by AFL selection and who comes in and plays with our side per week. But we're really happy with where the boys are at, and hopefully keep the season off with a good result.
Now, give us an early tip. Which players can we expect to see take the next step in 2018?
Yeah, well, look, we've got a few guys that are probably into their second or third season at VFL level off our VFL list. Guys around sort of Nick Hind, and love to see Aaron Heppel get back to the form where we know he can. Alex Boyce had a terrific year last year. So I really want these guys to step up into really top VFL players and play some consistent years across over the next 2 or 3 years. And I think there's other guys below that, guys like Al Marklew, guys like Wilson Berry, who are coming up, who could then potentially take on that next step of being good, solid guys. And they're only sort of 19, 20 years old, and expect further development from them. Obviously, we've got a few of our AFL lists that we're developing through, so we'd love to see a couple of those first or second years really knock down the door for AFL selection and put the pressure on the team above, and continue that healthy sportsmanship going through, and which only benefits our AFL program as well.
Now, Heath Hocking was appointed VFL captain for 2018. What will he bring as a leader?
Yeah, he's been terrific so far, and obviously our best and fairest winner from last year, and also our captain, as you said. So, look, his leadership has been invaluable. He can play a number of positions for us. He just straightens us up when he's out there, and also his voice. And we've been lacking a little bit in the early pre-season with a fair few new guys into our program, but he's certainly been able to straighten us up, and I'm looking forward to another, not just a big year on the field, but certainly off the field, and the impact that he can have around the group is so far been tremendous and will continue to grow.
All right, Dan, thanks for your time, and best of luck for this Saturday.
All good. Cheers, mate.